More than 160 people are now known to have died in severe floods across Western Europe, with hundreds still unaccounted for. The German president has been visiting one of the stricken areas. Meanwhile, here in Britain, as coronavirus cases continue to surge, the Health Secretary Sajid Javid says he's self-isolating after testing positive. In a video, he said he felt a bit groggy, but he'd had both doses of the vaccine. A new round of Afghan peace talks is currently underway in Qatar. It follows substantial Taliban gains in Afghanistan in the wake of the withdrawal of US forces. Both sides are expressing cautious optimism that progress can be made. And the first case of coronavirus has been recorded inside the athletes' Olympic Village in Tokyo, with just 6 days before the Games open.
India becomes the third country to confirm more than 1 million coronavirus cases. On Thursday, the United States set a one-day record with over 77,000 new infections. The President of the European Parliament urges EU lawmakers to pass a $2 trillion budget. Some of the money would be used for COVID-19 recovery efforts. In Taiwan, lawmakers clash over President Tsai Ing-wen's nomination of an aide to lead an independent government agency. And in Morocco, Muslims return to the Hassan II Mosque after the government reopens religious centers.
Organizers of the Tokyo Olympics say they've recorded the first coronavirus infection inside the athletes' village, which opened just days ago. Officials say the person is not an athlete, but is in Japan for the Games. The announcement on Saturday coincided with positive test results for 7 other people who've traveled from overseas for the event. They include journalists. Also on Saturday, 7 contractors in Japan tested positive, bringing the total for the day to 15. That's the highest number of infections connected to the Games for one day since the organizing committee began keeping track this month. The head of the organizing committee said thorough measures will be taken to contain the infections.
We are now making the utmost efforts to prevent a cluster of infections anywhere.
Organizers have outlined strict anti-infection rules for athletes and others involved in the Games. The committee's Director General Muto Toshiro said it is important that the rules be observed. A member of the South African Rugby Sevens team has tested positive for the coronavirus after the squad arrived at Kagoshima Airport Saturday for training ahead of the Olympics. The member who tested positive was transported to a hospital. The other 19 were sent to a hotel in Kagoshima City. The South African squad canceled a practice session that was scheduled for Saturday. These moves come as athletes and sports officials from around the world are gathering in Japan with 6 days to go before the start of the Games. Around 100 delegates from the Netherlands, India, and other countries arrived on Saturday morning at Narita Airport near Tokyo. Olympics-related passengers are asked to stay on board until other travelers disembark. The delegates take coronavirus tests and, provided results are negative, head to the athletes' village in Tokyo and training camps across Japan. Arrivals are expected to peak from this weekend through Monday. Meanwhile, officials in the western city of Izumi-Sano say the member of the Ugandan team who went missing has left a note in his hotel room. Julius Secholeko wrote he wants to stay in Japan to work rather than returning home where he says life is difficult. The officials have confirmed Secholeko bought a ticket for Nagoya about 170 kilometers away. He took part in the training camp but missed out on an Olympic spot. He was due to leave Japan on Tuesday. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach is calling on the Japanese people to welcome athletes participating in the Tokyo Games despite the pandemic. In a news conference on Saturday, Bach said that 15 out of the approximately 15,000 athletes and others who are in Japan for the Games have so far tested positive for the virus.
This is a very low rate of 0.1%. It goes without saying that all the concerned people were immediately isolated, and in this way they do not pose any risk.
Referring to the fact that many Japanese people are against holding the games, Bach said the organizers should try to gain the public's confidence with effective COVID measures.
We are very well aware of the skepticism obviously a number of people have here in Japan. My appeal to the Japanese people to welcome these athletes here for their competition of their life.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus situation in Japan, where officials in Tokyo are struggling with a surge in new infections. They reported 1,410 new cases on Saturday, making it the fourth straight day the number of cases has topped 1,000. The daily tally in the capital is up 460 from the week before. The daily average for the past week also surpassed 1,000 for the first time since January. The numbers are also rising outside Tokyo. The neighboring prefecture of Kanagawa reported 539 new cases on Saturday. It's the first time since January that the figure has topped 500. Across the country, health authorities confirmed more than 3,800 new cases on Saturday. Stepping up vaccinations is now seen as the key to easing the surge. Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide said on a TV program that the government will make every effort to ensure that anyone who wants to be vaccinated will receive their shots by October or November. He said his government is aiming to have half of the country's population receive the first jab by the end of this month. Western Europe and Germany in particular has been hit by floods caused by heavy rains. The total death toll has exceeded 150. The western German state of Rhineland-Palatinate was hit by floods on Wednesday and Thursday. Local police and state authorities say the death toll from the floods has risen to at least 130. Many others are still missing.
Everything was broken. Half the village is ruined. We couldn't rescue people seeking help.
Flood damage is also being reported in Belgium and the Netherlands. Belgian authorities say at least 20 people have died in the country. The World Meteorological Organization says Europe has never experienced such heavy rain.
2 months worth of rainfall in 2 days. It's very, very difficult to cope.
Many experts in Germany have linked the rainfall to climate change. They are calling for far-reaching measures. A famous beach damaged in the 2011 Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami has reopened for the first time since the disaster. Iwate Prefecture's Takata Matsubara was one of the most popular beaches in northeastern Japan, but the disaster destroyed 90% of the sandy land area and 70,000 pine trees there. One tree miraculously survived the tsunami. Authorities reopened the beach after the restoration work was completed. A local non-profit organization and others contributed to the effort by planting 40,000 pine trees. A reopening ceremony was held on Saturday. Toba Futoshi is the mayor of Rikuzen Takata City. He said he wants everyone visiting the beach to be safe.
Now that people can swim here again, I think Rikuzen Takata will be reborn.
The mayor said the opening of the beach will help revitalize his city. He also said he hopes many visitors will come. A man from a nearby city said he often visited the beach during his childhood. He added he hopes his children will enjoy playing there.
It's fun.
I came here for the first time in a long time, but I recalled lots of memories.
The reborn beach has an electric evacuation board to warn people in the event of a tsunami, and a wireless disaster alert speaker system has been installed. Lifeguards are also on hand. Those were the stories for this hour.